All right, Storm Chasers, we got some more news to get into. So, I had got a little tea that was dropped in my inbox from a certain source. I want to say they dropped this tea. I want to say they dropped this tea probably about a week or two ago. It was relatively soon. I mean, relatively close to this article right here coming out, right? So I saw this on Spiritual World. Beyonce's going back on tour according to his Daily Double. I mean, we got a new album dropping March 29th. It's going to be country inspired, act 2 out of the 3 acts of the Renaissance from Beyonce. The first album was R&B. No, the first album was house or dance music. Act 1 was definitely for the gays, I feel like, but I guess that was technically like house or dance, or I don't know what you call that genre, but nonetheless, Beyonce got everybody back loving that 70s style type music. Boom. Act 2 is not going to be country. Howdy. Now, if you guys are already catching on, everybody want to act like they country now, because now Beyonce is able to finally embrace her country roots. All right. It's still silly to me that Beyonce has to like break into the country industry, or like she's country, she's southern. Like, country music is our music. Country music ain't nothing but an offshoot of the blues. All of this shit comes from the blues. I really want to fuck y'all up. Guess what? Rock and roll, we did that first too. Like, I'm just, I'm not understanding what people are not understanding, right? But nonetheless, she is working a lot. And a lot of people have been feeling like, damn, B, is you trying to take the spotlight off of Usher? Is you trying to compete with Taylor Swift? Like, why you like, damn, you just, what's going on? So for what I've been told, there's multiple things going on, right? Including it's some drama right now between Beyonce and Solange, and their sisterly bond is not necessarily as close as it was, but we'll get into that in another video. Okay, so number one, this year or either next year is going to be a lot of bad news coming out about Jay-Z. It's going to be a lot of lawsuits and allegations and accusations coming forward, all right? In an attempt to try to drown out the bad news with good, Beyonce has to be working, right? One thing about Beyonce, she is a force to be reckoned with, and whenever she's doing anything, dropping anything, doing any kind of moves, it pretty much takes over all of media, okay? So the main reason why Beyonce is really gonna be working like a damn slave, probably all the way, 2024 and 2025, maybe even 2026. It's because a whole bunch of shit is about to come out on Jay-Z. She's trying to take control of the narrative. Okay, that's number one. Really, really think about it. She just came off tour. Act 1 just ended. We got an album that's coming out. We got visuals that got to drop. She's not going back on tour, allegedly, but most likely, yes. Even from what I've been told, yes, she's going to go on tour again. Then you're going to have the visuals from the tour. Then you got the sacred hair care line. She's already been working with influencers. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing reviews on the sacred hair care line products, and then that takes over the internet too. So she's essentially taking over the algorithm, okay? Act 3, I think, might be a rock and roll or a Destiny's Child. Or shit, Act 3 can be rock and roll. Boom, she comes back with a Destiny's Child tour. She gonna be getting all our money all the way through 2030. You know what I mean? But this ain't about that. Let me stay on topic. Let me stay on point from what I heard, and it's all in allegedly over here. What did Jay-Z do? Jay-Z did a lot of allegedly of what R. Kelly did. They're very similar, and I'll leave that at that. Kind of just like how we say the same thing about Trey Songz and how he ain't all that much different than R. Kelly. He just ain't been brought down yet. Is that kind of a thing? We'll come back on another live stream, and we'll go through the sacred hair care line website, and I'll ask y'all thoughts. If y'all want me to review it, y'all know I'll review the shit. Y'all know how I get down. Anyway. So that's one thing, number one. Number two, as you guys know, Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high ranking witch. Okay. How many people have come out and said, hey, shit, my cat started dying. Beyonce did this to me. I saw Beyonce do that. Like this is nothing new. Okay. But you got to understand when it comes to Illuminati, to this industry, one person replaces the other. Madonna's old. Madonna is almost done. And Madonna is a very high ranking witch. She is a high priestess. That's just pretty much what it is. Of course, the main thing Madonna practices is Kabbalah, but then there's different versions of Kabbalah, just like there's different versions of African spirituality. But then I also believe that in addition to African spirituality, I do believe that Beyonce is into dark magic and black magic as well, her and Jay-Z. And we're just going to leave it at that. All right. We'll leave it at that. She had a whole album, that Disney album, where she told y'all really what it was. Now, I'm not one to call African spirituality demonic and what we come from and where we come from to be demonic. I just think there's other shit she be doing too, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, let's just stay on point, stay on track. So, allegedly she will be taking Madonna's spot, and she will have the job of initiating her replacements. Beyonce is getting older; she's getting up there. Rihanna's gonna drop one more album this summer, and then she's not making any more music. She's done. Nicki's still making music, but Nicki's not in her heyday. She's not young either. We really don't have replacements for these girls. Britney is crazy as hell. Christina Aguilera's older. We really don't have strong replacements. Okay. So Chloe and Halle, no, they were disappointments. They are not. I'm sorry, they were not what they didn't perform the way Beyonce expected. Let's just put that out there, okay? She loved them down, but no. And y'all know that too. And them girls need to go sing gospel or something. So to give y'all some examples of what I'm talking about. Remember in 2012 at the Super Bowl, Madonna, Nicki Minaj, of course, and then MIA. Speaking of MIA, we just talked about her the other day. Remember that whole performance, the song, all the spirituality, all the symbolism, pretty much how she was initiating them into the industry, putting her stamp of approval on them. All of that was spiritual. Now, all the spiritual breakdowns, I would need a whole nother live stream to go through. We would have to play the performance frame by frame, but I just kind of need y'all to get the point, right? So, same thing happened here, just like back in 2003. We seen what happened with, of course, Britney and Christina Aguilera. That was another initiation for those ladies. She's the main one. She's the high priestess, and she initiates the newer girls in. They had already been in the industry, but it's levels to it. Do you understand? Now, what I also find interesting is that really look at it. It's three of them on stage. Madonna was the head bitch in charge. Then you had Britney, you had Christina Aguilera. Christina went on to do her thing, put out music, but I feel like she really didn't go crazy. Britney, I felt like, was a sacrificial lamb. Like, both ladies were successful in their own right, but let's not act like Christina didn't go on and do her thing and live her life, and Britney was in a fucking crazy house. Okay? Just like when she initiated these two, Nicki went on to fucking soar and is a powerhouse. And anytime Nicki do anything, she shuts down the internet as well. Meanwhile, MIA was locked in the apartment in New York City for 10 years, 12 years. So even though I can't really quite pinpoint all that it is, I would probably need someone who is well versed in different types of spirituality or dark spirituality or occultic Illuminati practices, to really break it down, there's something to this, right? We already know the power of three, the Holy Trinity. We already know that's blasphemous to, you know, God, the Son, the Father, Spirit, the Holy Ghost. We already know that. But like, think about it. You got the high priestess that brings two girls in. One's gonna soar, one is a sacrifice. Same thing. One's gonna soar, one is a sacrifice. It's just interesting. Right? The black and white. And if you notice, anytime they do these damn performances, it's always they always, you know, sending out odes to Egypt, and it's like Freemasonic in nature. It's a whole lot. It's a lot. Okay. In addition to that, then you got Beyonce, of course, competing with Taylor Swift, who is another very high ranking witch. And if you think I'm lying, now we finna get into it. Look at that. That's a Taylor Swift concert. This don't look like no damn ritual to y'all. Look at that. Okay, now, wait. Let's go back.
Now, what is her spiritual upbringing? What are some of the beliefs that she has? And as well as what is this thing that's happening with her shows and some of the demonization that is being portrayed through her music and her show. Now, I am not one of those people that sees a demon behind every single bush or every single incident or an artist. I understand a lot of these artists, they are spiritual but not religious. They're more of in new age. But we must understand we live in a day and age where Satan will use entertainers and he will use artists who will go to a certain level of fame, and then through that, he will spread his propaganda and begin to influence a young generation, even if it's just to desensitize them toward particular Christian values and standards. Now, it's fairly clear that Taylor Swift grew up in a culturally Christian environment. She attended Alvernia Montessori School. Stuff. Her present witchcraft persona. She says it's like casting a spell in her song Willow. Her co-star in the Willow music video happens to be an actor, Lee, who was previously a dancer on her Red tour. And she talked about the meaning of that song and the meaning behind many lyrics. And she said this, she said, Willow is about intrigue, desire, and complexity that goes into wanting someone. I think it sounds like casting a spell to make someone fall in love with you. And there's
now we can leave that there right there. So yes, Beyonce and Taylor Swift are also competing to basically be the greatest entertainer of all time. Even though to me it would be Beyonce, I'm still not understanding how people can look at Taylor Swift and her mediocre performances and feel like she's even in the league of a Beyonce, but that's the power of her white fan base. So what did Beyonce do? Say, shit, bitch, I'm gonna come to your shit and take over the country. Now, I'm gonna bring in a whole bunch of niggas in the country too. And if you notice, everybody's out wearing cowboy shit now. Let me tell you what else is finna happen. Everybody finna start putting some respect on Southern culture. Because there's always this undertone of like, if you're Southern, if you're country, that you're stupid, that you're ignorant, that you know, You don't know a lot of shit. So Southern culture, it's y'all time now. People finna really start putting some respect on y'all names. Because everybody gonna want to act like they from the fucking South. Excuse me. Just like when ATL music became popular, everybody wanted to act like they was from ATL, right? Back when New York was really running shit, everybody wanted to act like they was from New York or act like they was from California. Now it's gonna be cool to be Southern. It's amazing how things change and what becomes cool and what's not cool. But if you notice, all the celebrities wearing cowboy hats now, they were not before. Shit's wild. If you black and you want to get into country music, this is your best time. Bitch, do not miss your chance. Okay? So anyway. Listen, I'm finna go get me a cowboy hat. I feel like I look good in a cowboy hat. But I just say all that to say, speaking of Taylor Swift as well, you guys also know that this is PR. I'm not saying that Travis and Taylor don't like each other or that they, didn't want to talk or wasn't attracted to each other, but believe me, this was put together by the industry. Taylor Swift simply showing up to games, just being involved with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, look at all the press that she brought. They just won the Super Bowl and we were still all focused on Taylor and Travis. Why? Because Taylor and Travis are going to be the replacement to Tom Brady and Giselle. Most likely they will have children, probably 3 or 4. And they're probably going to stay married 15, 20 years. If they get married. From what I told, Beyonce and Taylor is competing. Now, if Taylor really want to have a one-up on Beyonce, boom, engagement, boom, marriage. That press alone, her and Beyonce is going to be fighting for the press. It's fake, but that still don't mean they won't get married. It's industry shit. They don't really have no control over their lives. Thank you. This is business. There is something to this is business. You guys, the world is a stage. I tell you that all the time. The world is a stage. Yes, sports are rigged. And it's energy harvesting as well. And is it just me? Ain't no wrong with loving sports. But just the fact that people be like in tears when their team loses and like all this emotion they be having, I don't be understanding it, but whatever. But nonetheless, that's a miserable life. That's the industry. Once you get to a certain level, you have handlers. Yeah. And guess what? And both witches. Now, you think Taylor didn't work no magic to make sure that they won? Come on now. The same thing Giselle did for Tom Brady. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Use y'all brain. Like, we know it's fake. This shit ain't genuine. This shit is not genuine. So, with that being said, y'all keep an eye out. It's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of press. I wouldn't be surprised if Beyonce start doing some interviews. Got to drown out the bad press that's coming on Jay-Z. You compete with Taylor. Oh my God. And if Taylor and Travis have a baby, oh my God. Oh my God. But we're not going to hear the end of this shit. We're just not. Yeah. Yeah. Her eyes don't seem okay. I agree. There's definitely something off about Beyonce. There really is. I think that is it on that. Who you think Beyonce's gonna date next? I think whoever she dates, she gonna keep it on the low. I don't see her ever getting married again. I don't think so. She gonna keep it on the low though. If she ain't already got somebody. All right, we'll be back shortly. We got more stories to get into. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care, and I will catch you all later.
It's Storm Show.